Now, where we do want to pay attention to is your bio picture. So the picture that I have is very similar across all of my social media profiles. You don't want to have anything varying drastically here. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I might need to go through my checklist of the different social profiles that I have up, including my agent's review pages, and make sure that I have that same picture, because this really helps the public understand as they're kind of doing a little bit of like Google sleuthing for you. This really helps them find your profiles more quickly, and it helps that brand stay consistent. So that's my first tip. Definitely make sure that you are using at least a similar profile picture or the same across your entire social presence. So next, as we continue looking down the line here, I'm just scrolling right on through. The first field on the actual bio description, like where the text is called the name field. Now, if you go into edit profile and you look at your settings, it's literally called the name field. You can do a couple of things here. This is where you want to get keyword rich. Now, what that means is anything that you have in here is going to be used as a keyword to index your account so that Instagram better knows who to suggest your account to. So if you have the space, this is where you want to get really specific on adding in that like keyword for real estate or the location. And in a perfect world, you would be able to fit in your first name, last name, and then your area real estate. So for example, in my perfect world, it would say Bryson Stefanie Lugo, Phoenix Real Estate. I don't have quite enough space there because you get a limited number of characters, but go ahead and try to be as strategic as you can. Now, because mine is a, husband and wife brand, we went ahead and just did Bryson Stefanie Lugo so that it's very clear on exactly who we are. Again, this helps with searchability. Our brand is pretty well established now that people usually look us up by our names. And so because of that, it's the most important thing that this shows up really well. And when you Google me, this is the first thing that shows up as well, which is exactly how I want it. Oh my gosh, I just realized I had a few characters left, so I did add real estate to my name, and I did do that, and that is done. So that's my tip for you. Next, as we go down, the next field is going to be your bio description. Again, you get limited characters here. Keep it brief, but there are a few things that you absolutely have to include in here. You can include your tagline if you'd want, but the most important things that you have to include here is where you serve real estate. 9 times out of 10, when I'm working with agents on their brand presence, I pull up their Instagram, I have no idea where they work. I mean, this is like one of the most basic things. You absolutely have to indicate your market area in this bio, not only so that Instagram can help suggest you and connect you with the right people, because this is some like SEO stuff, but you also want to make sure that if people find your profile, they have an understanding of whether or not they should even be following you, because your content is going to be relevant to them. So here's what I've done. I have our tagline, we're about real estate that does more. I also indicate buy, sell, and invest in Phoenix and surrounding. So again, I'm saying exactly what I do and for whom and where. Now, the other thing you might want to have on here is your brokerage for compliance, right? You always want to make sure that you're on the up and up when it comes to compliance. I have my brokerage indicated here, and I also have a little tag of credibility where I share top 1% realtors, which we are in our area. Now, the last thing that I did here, this is totally optional for you. In the last line of this, I included a pointing down emoji that describes what viewers will find if they click on the link in my bio. So for example, I'm pointing down and say resources for buyers, sellers, and agents, because I got a little bit of everything depending on what you're looking for. What that does is it shares exactly what somebody might find on the other side of that link, which is what I want to talk about next. So you only get one link URL on your Instagram account. You cannot put a clickable link on posts, which I never do and never suggest. If I'm ever sending anybody to a link, I'm saying link in my bio. This is where they're going to click. Now, if we click this link, you'll pull it up and see a product called Linktree. Now, that's spelled kind of funny. I'll have all the details in the caption below where you can sign up for yourself. It's basically a free landing page that formats perfectly for mobile and is super easy to view. And by the way, I have this same link on my TikTok profile as well, because what it allows me to do is create that branded landing page with all of my information information on it. And then I can add multiple links directing viewers to whatever offer is going to be most relevant to them. So I might link to my recent YouTube videos, I might link to a downloadable guide or a lead capture for buyers and sellers. Whatever I'm offering at that moment, that's what I'm kind of changing up that link tree to reflect. Now, there's a lot of different products that you can use for this. I just happen to like Linktree, but again, I think it's helpful to utilize that space really well. Now, I will say, if there is one thing specifically that I'm promoting either in the stories or on Instagram in general, if there's like one big thing I want to push for a short amount of time, I'm going to only have that link there. For example, if you are promoting a public event and you want to get as many signups as possible, or if you have just revealed your new relocation guide and you're excited to get people downloading it so you can generate that lead, go ahead and just link straight to that, even if you have to add it into bit.ly, which is a URL shortener. Again, I'll have that link below in the caption, so that you can have a nice clean link. And then what I would be doing in that bio is changing what I'm pointing to. So instead of saying resources for buyers, sellers, and agents, I would say download your relocation guide now, or watch this month's market update video, for example. So finally, as you scroll down, we have stories highlights here. Nothing has really changed there. I'm not going to like totally nail that down. But you should have some updated stories highlights. I just happen to not be great at keeping these updated, but I do think it makes sense to have at least 5 of them so that it frames your profile really well, just visually. You can use branded covers or photos. I did live photos just recently, but I might change it to covers that I make on Canva in the future. I don't know. I don't think there's any real strict rules there. I think it's totally preference. Thank you so much for watching this quick win series here on our YouTube channel. Of course, any resources or additional videos mentioned during this quick win are linked below in the caption, so check that out. And if you have not yet, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon to be notified every time we're dropping other quick wins just like this.